welcome to Talking with Spirits, episode 9, all 5 of you, thank you. So, Eric wasn't present for the Granger House, but he's been there a lot of times, so...
No offense, it's not my
It's not his thing.
cup of tea.
Well, the thing with the Granger House, it's a peaceful house, and Eric's mission on ghost hunts is for obvious visuals and contact and basically Fight Club. So, not going to happen at the Granger House.
No.
So let's start with Nico. What did you think?
I thought it was really active. Something touched my hand, for sure. I've never felt anything like that before, so...
You never had anyone touch your hand?
No, I mean, I've never been on an investigation and felt something like that. It was really weird. Usually you feel something cold, or you get kind of an eerie feeling, but I've never felt something slide over my hand like that. And it kind of freaked me out.
I'm not going where I want to go with that statement.
Nasty.
But,
I mean, let's be honest, if you felt something like tap on your shoulder...
I had that for one time, and it kind of freaked me out when I figured out what the hell was going on, and it wasn't a doorknob or something. So yeah, that's cool. That's the most... Yeah.
It was active. I'd say probably the most active it's been since we've done 4 trips?
4 or 5, yeah.
It seems like it keeps ramping up more and more when we go. Again, it's not a visual haunting or anything like that we've seen anyways. But the things that we were doing definitely got a lot of response. So,
although, while I add to that, we did have something fall off a shelf.
Yeah.
For the first time. Where something actually, I don't know, we didn't see it move, so we're not
you
going to
could
say
hear
it
it
moved.
though.
yeah.
But yeah, it was in the sewing room behind the camera, and we were sitting there we weren't moving, we were just sitting being quiet, and something fell off a shelf, so...
But you can hear it in the video.
Yeah.
And if you watch the video, you can see you getting up looking.
Yeah.
And we even...
It's even in one of the little short WTF clips that people like more than these long videos, so knock yourself out.
Because we even went in and looked with the lights on, and we could place what it was at. We didn't take a long look at when we got there anyways to see where stuff was positioned, because we've never had anything like that happen before.
No.
So
it's been less subtle, I agree. It's been less subtle this visit. We got the dining room eating conversation again. That's twice we've had that. We sat in the dining room, and for those of you that like the spirit box, unlike Eric.
Hey, and I was going to ask, do you think because that you guys have been going there so often, kind of recently, that maybe that's why you're getting more activity and it's kind of boosted up, is because the comfortability that maybe the spirits have with you? I'm
gonna say yeah. Only because Adam and Sarah have kind of mentioned that too, and they're there on a daily basis for as much as they are. They seem to be.
Vicky told us that too.
Yeah, they get a lot
Vicky's the
more
vice
activity.
president. She was great. She let us in. Came and got us about 2 in the morning after we went flat. So thank you, Vicky, if you're watching this. But she said too, she's there a lot during the day, and she's heard things like a ball bouncing upstairs and stuff like that. So I think, and that's part of. If anybody remembers, back at the beginning, one of our questions was instead of doing the the ghost adventurers 1 night or 2 nights somewhere there. If you go back places more often, and do you get more out of it? And I honestly, if that's what's happening, I do believe that's you do get more.
I'm in agreement with you on that, because the multiple times that we've gone to, even though we've had some bum ones at Edinburgh, but lately, we've been going quite a few more times. It seems like it's getting more active, or maybe we're just there at the right time. I'm not sure.
I think it has something to do with the ghost feeders that we've been using too. Everywhere that we've taken that so far, it's been more active than the times we've been before. I don't know. Could have something to do with the season. Could have something to do with going there more often.
We've just added another variable, basically. Yeah. I think where we'll find that out is if when we go in the winter, back to say Edinburgh and stuff, if it's still as active, then I'll say yeah, the ghost feeder's helping.
Right.
I mean, we've
'Cause like you said, this is one of the questions we asked at the beginning is, we wanted to go about it and find out if that made a difference this time of year.
Well, like you said, we want to take
How often
multiple
you go?
trips.
And we kind of joked around about it.
Well,
Are the solar powered ghosts, does that sun feed them energy to get them more active? So, I mean, maybe it's not a joke, maybe something that maybe has some,
And I mean, I
Whole
think
body.
almost all of them could kind of play into it too. I mean, go in there more frequently, maybe they get more comfortable with you,
Well, here's one thing I will say. At Granger this time, so Nico, you heard your voice on one of the recordings. I got my voice over the Spiritus. We had Eric.
Even had Eric.
Eric's, so we're getting our names more often. At the beginning, we didn't get any names, or we were until we're getting anything.
And I've seen from the video, you guys got Alfred again and
Yeah.
We did.
the girl.
Louise. We never had
Louise.
Louise before. And for those that don't know the Granger history, Louise is one of the girls that died. So, and some of this goes to the Spiritus, and I'm going to put my hand up right now. And I'm not sold on the Spiritus,
Me either.
but I'm also not going to discount it because the same as I wasn't sold on the radio at the beginning, we were getting a lot of, it's like at the beginning we're getting a load of nonsense. So every time we turn it on, it seems to me we get a hi or a howdy, and because that's programmed, I'm like, okay, that's programmed. That's, I don't buy that, like a lot of people.
Because it seems like it happens every time you turn that on. You're
Basically,
getting a hi
or a howdy,
or a howdy.
Yeah.
Well, and we also kind of know how those programs work.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've seen that in our career.
And then you get a bunch of nonsense at the beginning, and then our Spiritus video, if you take the time to go watch it, it kind of then coalesces, and we get a bunch that is all meaningful, all in one big bunch of about, a minute, I think.
Yeah.
Where Nico asks, did someone touch his hand? And then you get intelligent response, not just one, but it sounds like there's a bunch of people kind of talking amongst each other as well. And also, we got it, can you set off the ghost feeder? And it did. Alright, wasn't first attempt, can you set off the ghost feeder? So that could be coincidence, except the stuff coming through from the spirits box, where we started off asking for the bedroom one, then we just set the feeder, and then it was like this one, and set it off. And so, that's all great. And normally I'd say, okay, it's a good tool, same as the spirit box. Apart from, I did that experiment where I said, don't repeat, and then I did the do, re, mi, so, la, and it repeated like 4 of them, which makes me think that the app is actually grabbing the microphone in the phone and taking things that it hears and feeding them in. Which, it's fine if it's doing that to increase its own dictionary, but it's also going to be disingenuous because you're going to say, can you say my name, Nico? And then it says Nico because it picked it up from the microphone. I don't know. So, I'm still heavily on the skeptic side of the app, but
I think that's how it works. So is it ask a question, and if it has that in the library, it says it.
yeah. So that will be. I mean, by using the microphone and using words that it hears to add to its dictionary, and the ghosts use those words. Okay, but how are you gonna say? I mean, I'd like to get one that has lots of stuff in the library already and doesn't need pull. So you've got the neat and the co and the all of those chopped up. So if they really are using it, they shouldn't need
Well, at the Granger House, didn't you guys do an experiment with? Well, you said something about flashcards. I wasn't there, so I'm not sure exactly what you guys did with that.
What do you do?
Flashcards were awesome.
Yeah, that was one of our best experiments we've done yet.
Wasn't it
Next to the feeders, yeah. I mean,
The feeders were going off like crazy when,
I mean, like, what kind of
when we were
questions
getting
were you
responses
asking?
too. It's like
those
they
even
were feeding
questions.
off.
He had
I
words
heard-
on our cards.
I just wrote down
And he
simple
just showed
words.
them around the room.
Some were simple, some were not so simple.
But did you guys see them
Yeah.
before anything?
And some of
came?
them we didn't see, and we heard them say it before we saw
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So, and you can, I mean, once again, if you want to watch that video, you can see their faces sometimes where you'll hear the word and I pull the card up and they're like, whoa.
Yeah.
So,
There are times where
I think the
we were
2 or
both
3 of
shocked.
them, one was Flowers, Daughter, and I can't remember the other one, that were just so clear. And soon
Cat and dog
So-
were really clear.
you know, and it was good. I mean, for me, I did the video and the listening. For me, some of them were kind of a reach. They weren't at the time in the room, but when I went back over it, I'm like, it's kind of a reach, you know, but who knows?
It's something we can keep trying though,
Yeah.
too.
Plus, if ghosts are doing it, how accurately can they get that across? You know, if it's close enough, is it because they're trying to get it and it doesn't quite come out? You know, like people that had a stroke that are trying to talk, you know, it doesn't always come out, but you can kind of figure out what they're saying.
Well, because if you go back to it though, again, we weren't actually, you know, you would hold the card up first and then say what it was.
Mhm.
It wasn't a matter of, okay, this is what, you know, you didn't say what it was and then can you say it back to me? It was, okay, this and then this is what the card said.
Yeah.
And it
Then
really
that was
helps.
our response, and it's not like our equipment is set to pick stuff up and
So
spit it
you
back
weren't
out.
hoaxing it or
Yeah.
saying the word.
Right.
No.
Because it's not
Yeah.
pulling from anything that was said out
And
loud.
John wasn't saying
Well, plus
it first.
I was running the SB7, which is why that video is so annoying, because like
Yeah.
the whole time. But
Yes.
I didn't use the Spiritus. Yeah, but I didn't use the Spiritus just because of that microphone deal.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I knew at some point we were going to say the word, you know, just
And it
talking
might
to
say
the
it.
room. So, you know, but here's the thing, even if, okay, so you discount half of them as being, okay, we're digging, trying to get the word. There were too many for my,
Yeah.
you know, me doing the math in my head of going, you know, what are the chances of, like, what were some of the words? Daughter, the word daughter coming. Here's the other thing I will say, and you guys can give me your opinion on it. So, a couple of those words that came through didn't sound like they were coming over the SB7.
No, they didn't.
They sound like they were kind of going straight into the microphone.
Yeah.
I completely agree. And some of them you can even hear radio in the background
Yeah.
where it cuts out and
Yeah,
the voice
is
overlaps
over.
way
the
too
radio.
many channels. And that's to me is how's that possible?
Because if it's constantly switching channels, how can you just hit the one
And you can
solid?
hear it switching channels over the voice, which is weird.
Yeah, again, and it wasn't
To
using
me.
the radio to get the voice, it was a voice.
As it's coming through.
You know, these are all. I guess my thing is, anybody goes to the Granger House, you kind of got to try and, you know, get your experiments or whatever it is you do, try and get them to pick up on subtle stuff, because that's where you'll catch the most. To me, it's kind of subtle, and I always get the feeling, you know, I'm not saying I'm psychic or anything like that, because really I have trouble with psychics, but you kind of just get the feeling from when you analyze the data that it's like there's multiple people talking over each other or talking to each other as well as talking to you.
Which made sense with the
Pick up.
history of the place,
Yeah.
how many visitors there were. We don't know how many people are there at any given time. How many people are there when we were there last and now are, or, you know, visiting here.
The only choice visitors got to stay in the house.
Yeah. But last time we were there, we didn't pick up anything of the original family, any names or that. We were getting like some names we'd never heard before in the coach house. We got
So you guys tried the coach house again
yeah,
this last time?
Yeah.
and there wasn't that much back there this time. I don't think.
And the audio for it is on here, which we haven't gone through yet, so.
Yeah, we've got
So-
some, but yeah, you had that one going. I you know, I didn't pick up as much, you know, but
And there wasn't any noises or anything like that
No.
back there this
No.
time. Not much.
It was calm.
it was mostly in the
A
house.
lot of it was in the dining room.
Yeah.
And upstairs.
And the hallway, yeah.
For me, the hallway.
So it's like the heavy traffic areas or the common meeting rooms. We didn't really do anything in the parlor, the living room, or even the front visitors room, because we never seemed to, for us, get anything in those areas per se.
Well,
But
that for me that raises the next question. So, what's the range of a ghost? Be honest with you. You know, I mean that place isn't big, so you know if you've got ghosts in the house, does it matter where you're sitting in the house?
Well, you know what? There's a lot of different things that factor into that. Kind of like your theory as well. where the older they are, is it harder for them to keep energy to communicate with? You know
Or is
what
it
I
the
mean?
furniture? A lot of that's original furniture. So, you know, is it? I have no idea.
Yeah.
But what's the range of a ghost? I mean, why should that matter? If you're in the parlor or if you're in the dining room, to be honest with you, why would that matter?
No, right, I'm just saying as far
Yeah,
as.
he
I
is.
mean, well, everyone, are they trapped to an area? Is that kind of?
No, I
I
mean,
don't think it's that. I think it's
Maybe
just because,
sometimes.
Or are they attracted just because they're doing it?
Yeah.
And they're in the dining room because we're in the dining room. If we'd done it in the parlor, would they have done it?
And see, that's what I was wondering too, but it doesn't matter because for some reason we always congregate to the dining room or,
Well, and then
to the hall.
if we were in the parlor doing it, would we get all the eating references that we see?
exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
right, would it,
Or
or
would we
would they
get
reference
different
something else?
And that is something that we could try. As you know, the more we go, experiment. You know,
Yeah. So, I don't know.
because we are getting patterns at
Yeah, I
the
don't
places
know,
that we go.
I'm not saying that that's the only place that, you know, they congregate, it's just funny how 2 times we've been there,
That's
where we've
you're
ended
getting
up.
at.
Right.
That's where most of the activity has
I
happened,
mean, so is that just, is that
so, but you
Is that
gotta,
just because that's where you guys want to go, or are you kind of drawn to that area? I mean, why is that where you choose to go though?
I think
there's a lot of times like, that's where I hear a lot of the activity.
Probably because that's where the chairs are and we're lazy.
Yeah.
How the truth comes out.
At a table. Let's count
When you go to the couches, you want to fall
Well,
asleep.
and there are also treats available, so you know, that's where we all went.
And by the way, these guys ate all your Rice Krispie treats.
I had one. Thank you, one.
We got it on video, Nico.
He had
Bring it on. Pull
multiple.
the video up. Do a video on video.
But I'm not, I don't know, like I said, I think it's, you know, for me, I think it's where the family was the most, you know, how they
Well, that
were
makes
most
sense
as a
for the
family,
time
you
frame
know,
too. Family
Because a lot
meals
of
were
times
important.
with you being,
I just lit the wrong end of my cigarette on camera.
you did that at the Granger.
He did that again, yeah.
But what I'm getting at though is if
Do
you
they
think
taste
about it, a
funny
lot of
after you do
times,
that?
you know, they were farmers, they were people who dealt with, you know, the dairy, plus the butcher shop and stuff like that. A lot of times they technically were, they needed to get in the house, get their meeting, you know, make sure the family's okay, and then they were dispersing, you know, they're right away early in the morning. They were getting their stuff done at night, which is dinner and stuff like that, and then it was pretty much off to bed. You know,
Which is kind of cool. If what we're getting is true, once again, I never say
Well, we're
this is what
spitballing,
we
but,
get.
I mean-
No, but what's kind of cool is you kind of get the feeling of history, of sitting at a dining table in history if what we're getting is what we say we're getting. It's like sitting at a table in the 1920s or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool if you can.
well, okay,
it seems
it's,
cool.
So you guys have graduated from the outside to being welcomed inside.
I hope so.
To at the dinner
think so.
table.
I mean, we're always respectful, you know.
well, because here's my thing, when they sit there, okay, let's take the music room or the parlor, whatever you want to call the music room. A lot of times, the only time that was used would be either for special occasions and or usually Sundays.
Yeah, that's true.
Heavily, you know, as far as a constant.
Well,
That's true.
that one
But-
room was made just for Dora when she was depressed. So are you going to get a lot of activity?
Is that
in
the
there?
one with the music box?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, not necessarily, if, in that, again,
You know what
That's
I'd
what we're
like to
going
do?
off of.
You know what I'd like to do next time we go back is they've fixed the actual the cylinder player. With
Yeah.
a big trumpet on it. So they've fixed that. I'd like to sit there and play that and just have the recordings going and see if we can pick up any EMFs over the top.
Well, you know, at Edinburgh, when we were playing music and Eric was kind of dancing around, I mean, that's when we happened to get a picture of something sitting on in him
Is that what
or
was
on him.
dancing?
I mean, think about it. We played music, you interacted, and then something happened.
Right.
You know, I mean-
and I didn't.
You look like
I
you're
didn't-
having a stroke.
I didn't feel anything like in that picture per se, like heavy chested or something sitting on me or me sitting on somebody or somebody in front of me. So I mean, that's weird. It blows
Thanks,
my
Sarah,
mind.
by the way, for taking that picture.
It blows my mind. You know, I can't explain it. So wish I would have felt something or
Yeah.
got a little more out of it that way. Like, hey, I could have been like, yeah, something was happening, and then have a picture to back it up.
Like a cold
This
feeling.
this
Yeah.
this is probably my imagination, but the more I look at that picture, the more I see an old guy with a flat cap
That's what I see.
and the old, the old workman sleeves with a
Yep.
watch on. That's.
And that
I'll
was
be honest with you.
before we even talked about it. That was what I saw
The
too.
strange thing with that one, when I blow it up, I can kind of see both features at the same time. I can see you and the old man at the same time. It's just when I look at the picture without blowing it up, that's what I see.
Well, when I zoom in, I mean, I could see my face for sure. And I'm just kind of sitting back in the chair,
Yeah.
kind of looking,
Mhm.
and then it looks like somebody's leaning forward. You know, it has sleeves and
Yep.
a watch on it. So, and I'm confused. I'm baffled on that one. So that was really weird.
Hopefully, maybe at some point in the Granger House we'll catch something like that. But I mean, we've got on the feeders movement. Jeff's seen stuff flicker, down at the bottom of the steps. You were hearing footsteps.
Yep, I was hearing
At
footsteps.
the bottom of the steps. So, the conditions being right, whatever variables it is that we're looking for to nail down.
I'm still at the same spot. I'm not sure exactly. I think that there's something going on. Intelligent or not, I'm not sure. Is it somebody trapped in purgatory and rewinding the same thing and is going through actions? I think some of it may be. But as far as the intelligent part goes, maybe it's just that's where they enjoyed being. So that's what they want to do. They want to continue living, living out like Granger House for, that's where they enjoyed doing. They enjoyed cooking meals for the family or, having the guest over, or that's just where they remember being, so that's where they choose to stay.
Well, and maybe they're not ready to accept that it's over yet either. I mean, that could be a
That could be,
possibility.
maybe
Some people are not ready.
it was so traumatic or something happened instantly you didn't realize that.
No grip onto anything.
Yeah, but there was no trauma, really.
Well, I mean, I'm not
There.
saying that in Granger House.
But
No,
he means
I'm
all
saying
he's
together.
saying,
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the dream state thing, basically, because you have people asking, well, do they even know they're dead? Well, if they're
See,
dreaming,
I mean,
how?
if it was something traumatic and it was instant,
See, and that's something that I don't know if we will. I know that's the answers we're trying to find. I don't know if we ever will.
I don't
Well,
think
you
so.
will when you die.
I mean, but then how do you?
How
I'm
do
sure
you-
as heck not
I mean,
gonna come
it's
back and
inevitable.
find you and say, John, I figured it out.
there you go. I'll be turning on that SB7. You better. Everyone's gonna be, oh,
Yeah.
dearly beloved, we got
You
here
said
for
the
Jeff.
spirit is sucks.
I will say one thing, y'all. If I die before any of you, you better be bringing your ghost.
I mean, but it is,
Talk into my microphone.
but it is something like that. I mean, why couldn't let's just say little Timmy for a minute. Why couldn't he just be like, hey, come here, hey,
Yeah,
what's going on?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, could I quick bleep that?
Yeah.
Maybe it's in the handbook. Ugly people with microphones will show up when you die. No, I'm good. I'll move on.
Yeah. You want to stay here and watch these guys come and try to talk to you later?
Do it again.
I just hope
Eric's
that,
gonna dance with you.
like I said,
Could you do it again?
I'm going. I'm going.
I just hope when,
Where's the light?
if it happens and you guys are at mine, when you come to the visitation, I'm in my casket and you see me do this.
Right?
I will forget.
First thing is, I don't do visitations, so I don't want to see a dead person that's got makeup all over them. Ain't gonna happen. So
I would say talk into my microphone.
Tuck into my flower. Tuck into my flower.
that's not a microphone.
Prove it.
That's not a microphone.
That's not a microphone. That's a Rice Krispie treat.
Can I still turn it on?
Then it'll shoot you in the face with water.
You do know, Nico, you do realize I'm bringing some of those for next Friday, right?
Oh, I know you are. And your moon pies,
Just for us. It was a
and your
moon
donuts, and your ramen.
No ramen.
Ramen out of this.
So you're all forgetting number one, donuts. Every ghost hunt should have them. That's where we get activity. Actually, when I take donuts. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, because your belly starts.
They're so old.
That ain't growls.
What was
people,
that?
It's John's stomach.
It's a demon. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? It came from down the hallway.
growl.
Oh, John's down there.
Donuts! Yeah. So, I don't know. So, I know we should maybe wrap this up, but I think, when you visit somewhere even a commercial on, and if you go there often enough, if you bloody afford one anyway, if you go often enough, I think if it's a true haunted place, you should get more and more experiences. But when I say go there more often, I mean not let's hit this every year. I mean every couple of months go there. If you can afford it and it's close enough to you. Any ghost hunting groups out there should try that. And another thing,
Yeah, if you have a local place that
yeah,
you can just go and get into.
For
The more
us,
you
that's
go,
the Granger House.
Of course, yeah, obviously the more you go, the more you're going to experience. But then, I mean, I'm not even going to get into that because then you're calling them intelligent again. And which, I mean, there has to be something behind that. You know, they could respond to questions. So
I mean, I think if it can respond to you in real time, like some of our proof has been, you know, that is intelligent.
But is it proof? There's
I mean,
something out
maybe
there
not
that
proof,
everyone was
but I
going to be
mean-
skeptic about anything anybody does.
I mean, why is this stuff happening though? There's a point where the numbers go out the door. You know, the
Yeah,
odds and the chances of responses to your question.
but I'll be honest with you. See, personally,
I don't know.
I don't like the word evidence that ghost hunters use. I don't like the word proof.
Yeah.
What I would prefer people say, here's an anomaly that we had.
Yeah.
You know,
make
so-
of it what you want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would prefer
And
that.
that's what we do with all our stuff.
We
It's,
try,
hey, we're not going to say,
And then you
This
just
is
keep
it.
doing it. You know, you
I
get
mean, unless
patterns
you can
where you
explain
go.
it.
Oh, here's something else I want to bring up. Just because, and I don't mean to talk over everyone, but this is kind of important, is, so when you do EVPs and the ghost box and stuff, everyone says, okay, it's audible pareidolia, and you wouldn't know what it was unless they put the word in there, which is a fair claim.
right.
But, and I thought...
Oh, did you hear this word? And then,
Yeah, and then they say
you
the
listen
word,
to
and then
that
you listen,
word.
you hear that
You
word.
do.
But,
And that's true, you do.
But the thing I'd like to point out about, I struggled for quite a while on should I do that when I edit the video? Should I just leave it there? The problem is with that though is those things come so thick and fast. You're not going to hear them. Because we very rarely hear them live, and then you have to go back to the tape and go over it. And I don't do it too much because then I will start hearing stuff. But I do it a couple of times. I go, oh, there was something. If I do not put those words in, you're right, you won't hear it. But if I put the words in, it will give you something. You can go, oh, yeah, that's what. And you can always go back on the video and go, let's double check that.
And see, that's one
That's
thing.
why I do it.
That's one thing I don't like about the spiritist. I think my mind completes a lot of what I hear on the spiritist. I'm not saying that it's completely crap, but when I hear random words from it, my mind can complete things, and I don't like.
Oh, you make up stories in your head.
You do.
See,
You make
that's
up
why a lot of
responses.
time when you're doing like the spirits box or something,
Yeah.
and the things go, and if I hear something, I don't say anything because I'm not sure. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well, when we all hear it,
What you should do though, honestly, if you get that when we're doing it, say if you think you heard something, because then when I'm going back and reviewing it, it's easier for me
to be like, okay, did he hear
did he
something?
hear it or not,
Just-
you know.
Right.
just like at the dining table, when Jeff and I thought we heard something, I'm like, yeah, we heard that. We know.
Well, and then there's a couple of places where we're wrong. So, like, there's the one at Edinburgh where it said, I'm pretty sure it said, Ian is behind you. And I said out loud, I think I heard behind you. And then the next thing you hear is, you're wrong.
No.
So, you know, by talking, you may be evoking the next
Right.
thing to come through. I don't know. But, you know, and
I still like that one. He's staring at the walls.
I
Yeah,
know.
and to me,
Yeah.
and to me, what are
You
the
were,
chances
you
of
were
that?
like-
You know, what are the chances of that? Because you were staring at the wall.
I mean,
you were looking
yeah. See, that's
behind me.
and that's where you start to waver on certain things because it's
Yeah.
like, how would they know?
What are the
unless
chances
they're
of that
there?
coming over the
Were they
radio
trying to get my attention
at that exact time?
Well, and
No.
The baseline is it the radio? That's the first question you have to ask.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, things like that to me, this is why I hate the spirit box. I so want to debunk it. But the odds of things in context of where you're at or what you're saying or what you're doing that come through and you're like, ugh, and you don't hear it at the time, which is, you know, and people watching the video a lot of times they'll go, oh, and you get so annoyed with the noise of the radio you don't even
Right.
bother listening anymore.
Right.
Well, and did you
Which is
ever
why we
think?
record it.
Did you ever think that the whole point that it's kind of like that they communicate over those devices, and so that you can't prove it, you know, if you were trying to, you can't get something
I mean, well, do they
solid.
Know, do they know
because
that
that's
they're
the whole
trying
point.
to
Yeah,
get
I mean,
something solid?
Anybody could hear something else or say, "Oh, that
I
was
mean,
made up." Or,
but
"Oh,
yeah,
this-"
but I mean, they can just say we're trying to communicate. They're not knowing that we're trying to show it to,
exactly.
you know.
So you're buying into the ghostly conspiracy cover-up, don't let them know that dead people exist.
Well, I mean, if they could,
Not really, I mean,
well, think about it though. If they could communicate, why wouldn't they just come out and say,
Right.
"Yes, there is life after death. I'm here." Hi.
Riding rhythmic
Yeah.
demons.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I mean, why would that have never happened in history? Where something had come out and said, "Yes, there is a God, and here I am, and thank you."
well, here's the thing.
No, it doesn't happen that way.
Here's the thing. When you say have your opinions changed, I used to that whole conspiracy and there's some ghosts that don't let them say things and everything. I always all like balderdash, that's crap.
Well, yeah, you're the
yeah,
skeptic,
but-
so you're not supposed to buy.
Well, and he
into
always
it.
No,
is.
but like I say, have our experiences changed what you think. When we picked up that EVP at Farrar, where you could hear voices saying, "Did they hear us?"
Yeah.
That makes me
Right.
go.
And we were
"Oh, wait a
outside."
minute," you know. So
Well, and for me, it's feeling things that I've never felt before. You know, I'm serious. Having sudden cold spells when you're sweating in
Well-
a really hot investigation.
you have
So
to
you
know.
have temperature.
Or
You might have
having
the
something
flu, and if you
touch
give
your
it to
hand.
us,
I'm
we're gonna be
serious.
getting-
I know.
You know what I mean? Kind of like when you felt something poke your elbow. It's weird stuff that doesn't happen.
Well, we have had, you know,